We are not the only country on earth that has people with mental illnesses or want to do harm to other people. We are the only advanced country on earth that sees these kinds of mass shootings every few months.
That was President Obama in the White House briefing room just hours after a gunman opened fire at an Oregon community college. The president conceding that we do not yet know the gunman's motives or how he got his hands on those weapons. But Mr. Obama insisting that this is yet another tragic reason for new gun control laws. Dana Loesch is the host of Dana on the Blaze TV and the author of Hands Off My Gun. We have no idea how he got those guns. None. No idea. He could have stolen them from a law enforcement officer, for all we know, who had the guns legally, or somebody else who had them legally. And yet the president already out there saying this is about tightening the restrictions, Dana.
Yeah, it's mystifying to me, Megan, that he can be making these proclamations when we know hardly anything. We know about the fatalities, we know about the injured, but we know nothing about this individual. We don't know the motivation, aside from, according to a number of witnesses, he had said, well, stated, what is your religion, before carrying out this tragedy. And our thoughts and prayers, by the way, I pray for the people of Roseburg and of UCC. And it was incredibly disappointing to see the president, at a time when he should have been holding the country together, make such statements when there's no basis for this. I mean, Megan,
let me ask you. Let's talk about. Let's get specific, because one of the claims he made was about how when you have more gun control laws, you have fewer shootings. Let's listen to what the president said.
We know that states with the most gun laws tend to have the fewest gun deaths. So the notion that gun laws don't work or just will make it harder for law-abiding citizens and criminals will still get their guns, it's not borne out by the evidence.
Now, you're a Second Amendment supporter, and you've literally written a book on this. Is that true?
He comes from Chicago, so I find that a little hard to believe that he's stating that. I mean, Illinois has some of the strictest gun control laws in the United States. I mean, you can't even basically drive through Illinois without having your ammunition and your firearms stored in a certain way. And we were just talking, I know it was all over the news, just how many shootings there were in Chicago last weekend and the weekend before that. I mean, all of these incidents, just like the one in Roseburg, is a tragedy, but there are a lot of Roseburgs that happen every single weekend in Chicago, and they have quite a few gun laws, as do Washington, D.C., New York, New Jersey. The list goes on.
The criminals are not obeying the gun laws. Here's the other question. He said that other countries have eliminated mass shootings, all but eliminated, thanks to tighter gun control laws. Listen here.
We know that other countries, in response to one mass shooting, have been able to craft laws that almost eliminate mass shootings. Friends of ours, allies of ours, Great Britain, Australia, countries like ours. So we know there are ways to prevent it.
What say you?
Not true. Australia, while they had a confiscation program. They didn't just have gun control, Megan. They confiscated firearms. And I should note that while everyone is celebrating Australia's low crime rate, Australia's gun possession ownership is back to what it was before its pre-confiscation levels. And as far as the UK, as far as Great Britain, there are still shootings that take place and beheadings. In fact, there was one just a week ago. There are beheadings that take place. We could also look at the violent crime rate and how gun homicides are actually classified over in Britain. And to discuss the gun homicide rate, Brazil, Mexico, other countries like Honduras, they have different laws, stronger laws than ours, and they see a higher homicide rate. Honduras has fewer guns, 8 per 100 people, and yet they have the highest murder rate in the world. Yes. Sorry?
Just bottom line it for us. I mean, what is the bottom line? Because people look at this and they say, we got to get rid of the guns. The guns are the problem. Gun-free zones are criminal protection areas, and that's what we usually see. And the evidence and the statistics, it's all right there. It is. There's. You can't refute numbers. You cannot refute the statistics. Look at the cities here in the United States. And I want to make a point, too, where the president and other people have been talking about, well, we've had 45 mass shootings in, this year alone. That's not true. In fact, the website, the shooting tracker website that's making that claim, Megan, I went this afternoon and I was going through all of those different incidents that it was describing as mass shootings. Most of them, the majority of them, gang violence. Dana, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Megan.